Hello, good evening, everyone. How was your day? It's a privilege to welcome all of you to this training today. This is a free professional diploma training in emotional intelligence. This is what we are doing for this month. This training is being organized by the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. If you are following us on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, then you are qualified to participate in this training. It's free, 100% free. I get a point now. And that's why we are holding it on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Facebook. So we'd like to welcome all of you for today's training. And we hope to have a wonderful experience today in this training. So my name once again is Ambassador Joshua. I am the registrar of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. And this is our third training for this emotional intelligence today. We have covered Unit 1, Unit 2. Today we are going to look at Unit 3. So I would like to welcome all of you for today's training. If you are joining us, let us know where you're joining us from. In the comment section, you can type your name, where you're joining us from. For instance, you can say, I'm Joshua from Abuja, Nigeria. So if you are joining us from Rwanda, South Sudan, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Cameroon, South Africa, England, Uganda, let us know where you're joining us from, all right? Whether you're joining us on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok, let us know where you're joining us from. So I want to appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of today's training. And what we are considering for this month is emotional intelligence. So I would like to recognize those of you that have joined me on TikTok. Okay, not on TikTok, on YouTube and on Facebook. Here we have Dr. Katanga all the way from Namibia. Thank you for joining us all the way from Namibia. We have Diujok all the way from South Sudan. We have Ambassador Cecilia Fajubi all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. We have Ajay Andrew all the way from Abia, Nigeria. And then we have Bayo all the way from Akure, Nigeria. We have Abdu from Taraba, Adu Garadima all the way from Taraba State. We have Josephine all the way from Port Harcourt. We have Alfred joining us all the way from Plateau State. Thank you, Mr. Alfred. And then we have Ambassador Tesfaya Ibrahimake joining us all the way from Ethiopia. Ethiopia is our coordinator in Ethiopia, and we want to appreciate you. And we hope that Ethiopia will pick up this year and be very, very active and very, very vibrant. That's what we hope to see in Ethiopia this year. So you can do way to share the link with your friends, your contacts on Facebook, on YouTube, on TikTok. Share the link, invite others to be part of the training. Let them know that this training is free. All right, put it on your wall, share it with a friend, share it in a WhatsApp group, tell them to join training on emotional intelligence. Tell them it's free, 100% free. All right, so, and in the course of the training, you can paraphrase by commenting what you understand. You follow us, paraphrase what you understand, you like the life, and then also you share for others to join. All right, from all indications, it seems that these people have not shared the link in the WhatsApp group yet, because a lot of people are yet to join here. So it's good that we share the link in our WhatsApp group so that people can connect with us here. All right, yes, both Facebook, YouTube, and the TikTok link, so that people can connect with us. All right, so I want to sincerely appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of today's training. All right, let's do way to share the link to others, let them connect and be part of this training. All right, I have not seen just 9 people that are here. We want to see more people joining online before we commence the training. All right. Because I don't want to do a training that only few people come, join. You know, I want to see a lot of people join before we proceed. All right. All right. So, like I was saying, thank you for taking time to be part of this training. My name, once again, Ambassador Tauli Joshua. I'll be the one taking you throughout this training. We are looking at emotional intelligence in this month. Last month, we looked at conflict management, and your certificate is almost ready, and you are going to get the certificate very soon. For those of you that have participated in the examination and have written the examination and have passed the examination, uh, you are, if you are not yet a licensed member of the institute, you are going to join our institute as a member, but a nominal member. So we're going to issue you a certificate for that as well. Then you come in as a nominal member. What I mean is that you are a member of the institute, you will be recognized as a member of the institute. You can participate in the activities of the institute, you can attend their meetings, but you cannot hold a position. You cannot participate in any committee. Do you understand? Because you are not a licensed member. Until you become a licensed member before you can hold a position, you can, be an active member of any committee. Do you understand? So it's left for you as you become a nominal member to, progress from nominal member to become a licensed member. We are giving you that opportunity to become part of this institute very easily. Do you understand? So it's left for you to make that decision. So I want to appreciate all of you for taking time to be part of this training. So at the end of the day, we're going to also connect you with the various state chapters. If you are in Port Harcourt, what that means is that after this training, after your certificate and everything, we're going to connect you with your chapter in Port Harcourt or River State or Abuja or what do you call it, and then they will integrate you, and then you'll be participating in their meetings from time to time. Do you understand? So what that means. So when you become a nominal member of the institute. So thank you very much. And once again, you're welcome. If you are joining us on TikTok, I want to appreciate you because this free professional training provides you some basic skills to be able to manage your differences. And today we are dealing with emotional intelligence, so you can be able to manage your emotions and then deal with problems appropriately to be effective in your life assignment. So we want to thank all of you for taking time to be part of today's training. So let's progress. Let's progress for today's training. Let's progress. Let's move on. All right. So today we'll be looking at Unit 3 of this training. Unit 3. So in Unit 3, we'll be looking at assessing emotional intelligence. Assessing what? Emotional intelligence. This is what we are looking at in this unit. Assessing emotional intelligence. So now we have defined what emotional intelligence is all about. We consider the various perspectives and the historical evolution of emotional intelligence. And today we'll be looking at the various components of emotional intelligence, and a lot of scholars we examine their contribution to the development of emotional intelligence. And today we'll be looking at assessing emotional intelligence. I hope you can hear me. If on Facebook you can hear me, or if on YouTube you can hear me, you let me know. Just let me know that you can hear me wherever you're joining us from, whether on YouTube, on Facebook, or on TikTok. Let me know that you can hear me in the comment section. Please let me know that you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know before I progress. Can you hear me? Yimaba, that's Mohammed Bala. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please stand back. Can you hear me? Okay, Dr. Cecilia says she can hear me. Okay. Facebook able to get you clearly. Okay. Win Inter, thank you. All right, that's fine. So let's progress. All right, let's progress. Please do wait to share the link to others. Let them join. Share it on Facebook, share it on WhatsApp. Let them join and be part of the training. So today we'll be looking at assessing emotional intelligence. Assessing what? Emotional intelligence. Now, different methods for measuring emotional intelligence. This is what we're going to look at in part A of assessing emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, we can assess emotional intelligence using different measures. Do you understand? And these are the measures that we're going to consider in this part A of Unit 3. What are those instruments, or what are those tools available for us to measure our emotional intelligence? What are those tools? So we're going to evaluate those tools and how you can use them. All right. I will be giving examples on how you can use those tools to assess your own emotions, emotions of others as well. Do you understand? So there are several methods and tools available for measuring emotional intelligence. Approaches used to assess emotional intelligence include one, there's one we call 360-degree feedback surveys. 360-degree feedback surveys, all right, is one of the methods, or is one of the tools we can use in measuring our emotional intelligence. So when we talk about 360-degree feedback surveys, what does that entail? What are we trying to talk about here? This survey involves collecting feedback from multiple sources. This survey involved what? Collecting feedback from multiple sources. It includes self-assessment. That is, you collect data or feedback from yourself. That is, you carry out a self-assessment, you yourself. You understand? And then you also get supervisor evaluation. So now you conduct your own self-assessment, all right? And then you also allow your supervisor to also assess you. your supervisor to evaluate you. Do you understand? That's what that means. And then we have what we call peer assessment. All right, peer, I'm talking about different sources that we get feedback from within yourself, from your supervisor, from peer assessment. That's people of your level. They also evaluate you. People of what your level also assess you. Then we talk about subordinate evaluation. People, your juniors also what evaluates you. Your juniors also evaluates you. Do you understand? So evaluation is coming here from different sources, not just one source. That's what we call it 360-degree feedback surveys. So assessment is carried out from different perspectives, from within yourself, from supervisors, from peer assessment, and from subordinates. So they all evaluate you. First and foremost, you evaluate yourself, and you allow others to evaluate you, your senior to evaluate you, your equals to evaluate you, and your juniors to evaluate you. Do you understand? So this evaluation comes from what? Different sources. We call it 360-degree feedback survey. So this comprehensive feedback survey helps to provide a more well-rounded view of an individual's emotional intelligence. Do you understand? So when you collect this feedback from multiple sources, it gives you a comprehensive information or status of your emotional intelligence. Do you understand? That's what that help you to achieve. It helps you to have a comprehensive understanding of your emotional intelligence. Do you understand? That's what that thing help you to achieve. So it's help you to know your level of emotional intelligence. Are you in a point now? Yes. So it helps you to know your level of what emotional intelligence, your status, so far as your intelligence is concerned. That's what this comprehensive analysis help you to achieve. So now, when conducting this assessment, what are the questions you are going to ask? Example questions that you are going to ask in each contest. In each contest includes, you are going to look at your communication abilities. How are you communicating? Do you understand? So now you ask question based on the communications abilities. All right, so you want to assess the emotional intelligence of the person you are assessing based on his communication skills. Do you understand? So we have what we call communication. So under communication, then you are asking the question, does the individual effectively communicate with team members and stakeholders? So you give the response, right? And these various sources are going to evaluate you based on this question. You evaluate yourself based on this question. Yes, I do communicate effectively with my team members and stakeholders. Do you understand? And then your supervisor will also have his own assessment. Your supervisor may say, well, I cannot guarantee his effectiveness in terms of communication with team members and all of that. Or your peers may say, oh, it's always aggressive, it's so style. Do you understand? Also, whatever it is, but they will have to assess you. And then, how well does the individual listen to others and provide constructive feedback? No, he doesn't listen to anybody. Before you land, he interrupts you. Do you understand? Before you land, he interrupts you. So he doesn't listen to anybody. He doesn't listen to anybody. All right. So that's the feedback. So if that is the feedback, it means that your level of emotional intelligence is low, is questionable. If you cannot listen to people carefully and a constructive feedback, do you understand? Then let's look at other aspects. Then okay, that's communication. Let's look at leadership. So you are still asking question like, Does the individual demonstrate strong leadership skills? You understand? So you are going to get assessment from all the sources we mentioned, from self-assessment, from supervisor evaluation, from peers assessment, and from what? From subordinates assessment. So they were going to respond to this question, all of them. And all of them will give their own assessment based on their own understanding of your abilities or your emotional intelligence. So how effectively does this individual inspire and motivate others? Do you understand? This is still question bordering around what this individual's leadership skills. You understand? So then after that, you go to another item, collaboration, problem solving, overall rating. Do you understand? So you say on a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate the individual's overall performance and contribution to the project in hand? Do you understand? So you will get the details, and then all the aspects, all the sources of assessment we are assessing. Do you understand? This is what we call, you know, so this is what we call a 360-degree feedback survey, and these are the various components of those assessment that you are going to carry out. Do you understand? So that's what it is. Are we together? If we're together, let me know. So we are done with that. So we're going to go to performance-based assessment. So now you have conducted a 360-degree survey assessment. Now let's go to performance-based assessment. So for those of you that are joining us on TikTok, you can do way to let us know where you're joining us from. Let us know your name, where you're joining us from, and we want to inform you that this training is a free professional diploma training in emotional intelligence. Do you understand? So if you want to participate in it, you participate, and at the end of the day, you get a certificate. Is practically free. Do you understand? You're not paying a dime. You're just empowering our communities with the right skills. So if you join us on TikTok, you can do way to comment, write your name, tell us where you're joining us from, Nigeria, Ethiopia, Uganda, all of that. Do you understand? As the case may be. And then we will recognize you. And apart from that, you can like our lives by tapping the screen, and then all of that. Just tap the screen, and then it will move. Do you understand? So this is what we're looking at. So today we're looking at the various tools we can measure our emotional intelligence. All right. So we talk about a 360-degree surveys, degree surveys assessment. So now we're going to look at performance-based surveys assessment. Do you understand? Performance-based survey assessment. Performance-based surveys assessment or performance-based assessment of emotional intelligence involves tasks that that has to do with the real life situation. Do you understand? So the tasks that that individual we have to demonstrate their emotional abilities in a stimulated or real life situation. So you are giving an individual opportunity to be able to, whether in a real life situation or in a stimulated situation, for them to be able to showcase what they have. Do you understand? So we have the Mayer Salovey Caruso emotional intelligence. So it's an example of a performance-based assessment that presents participants with emotional intelligence tasks and measures. Do you understand? For them to be able to be assessed, right? So you assess them based on their performance. So you ask them questions, they respond, and you assess them based on their answer to the question. Do you understand? Whether their emotions are strong enough to, respond effectively in any given situation. So examples like project work. So you give them projects to do, and then you assess them based on the performance of that project. Do you understand? You give them a task to execute, and if they execute the project very well, right, you look at it. Maybe it can be creativity. Maybe you ask them to draw something, and they draw it very well, and then you assess their emotional intelligence based on their creativity, right? Or maybe it could be timeliness. Okay, like, okay, you have to finish this project within 1 hour. So you see how fast they can be able to do the job well and finish it within 1 hour. So you assess them based on their performance. Do you understand? You assess them based on performance. It can be quality, it can be creativity, it can be timeliness, and it can be problem solving abilities. How they are able to solve a problem. Do you understand? How they are able to solve a puzzle. Do you understand? It's going to go a long way to help. So that will help you to determine the person's ability to solve problems. Do you understand? It's emotional intelligence. You are assessing the person's emotional intelligence. And so if they're able to execute these activities very well within the time given frame, then you will be able to understand, okay, this person has a higher emotional intelligence IQ. You understand? Then we'll talk about presentations. So maybe you can also give a person another task to carry out a presentation, just like what I'm doing here now. So to somebody to present a paper, all right, or a topic related to their work, and then they do it well. Once they do it well, that means that the person has a high emotional intelligence. Do you understand? And then it can go a long way to help you to assess the person based on their own word presentation. This is performance-based assessment. So it's not a guesswork. So you are assessing them based on their own performances, all right? Not guesswork. You understand? So you give them work, a task to execute, and then you assess them based on how they execute those activities. Do you understand? So it can be communication, it can be communicating with audience, how effectively this person communicated. Understand? All of those factors matter. Do you understand? They matters. Are you understanding me? So if you're understanding me, let me know in the comment section, and also do way to share the link with others. Let them join so that we progress. All right. Let me know if you're understanding. Let me know if you're understanding me. All right. So you say you are understanding, you are following, that's fine. That's fine. So let's progress. All right, we'll talk about presentation. Let's look at simulation or simulation. Simulation is also it has to do with technical skills. All right, when you want to test somebody's technical abilities to resolve problems, you organize a simulation and see how they perform. All right, if they are able to perform well, you assess their emotional intelligence based on their technical abilities, how they handle problems. Do you understand? When you want to assess their technical skills and their emotional intelligence based on their technical skills, you organize what we call simulations for them. Simulations, especially hand-on skills. are very important, right? So individuals who are able to perform well based on their abilities and skills, you know, to handle a machine, to handle a laptop. Do you understand? If they come and handle a laptop very well and operate it very well, then you can know that okay, this person has emotional intelligence. So you're assessing the person based on their technical skills. All right. That's how you're assessing the person based on their what technical skills. Are you getting the point now? So that's what it is. Then another one is observation. I think there's raining, so I don't know. The network may not be good enough because of the rain, but we'll continue as much as the rain permits us to go. You understand? So observation involves supervisors or assessors watching individuals perform their job duties in real time. So now, like maybe someone is assessing me now based on what I'm doing now. Someone may stand by and be looking at how I'm doing my presentation. You understand how I'm doing my job. So if I'm doing it well, they will assess me based on my performances. All right. So they are just observing to see whether I follow all the rules and the techniques in in facilitation. Do you understand? So if they observe and come to the realization that okay, I did well, then they will assess me based on that. They'll consider maybe my emotional intelligence is high or not. Do you understand? So, but it's based on how I perform in my work. But they stand and observe, all right? They stand and observe what you are doing. Do you understand? They are just observing what you are doing, and then they assess you based on that. All right. So, those of you on TikTok, thank you for so much for the likes that you are giving us on TikTok, and then Facebook people, YouTube. You also give us likes of the live. We appreciate all of you. Thank you. And then another one is skills what? Skills assessment. So skills assessment tests an individual's proficiency in specific skills required for their role. This can include technical skills, soft skills, or any other competencies related or relevant skills. Do you understand? So anything skills that has to do maybe let's say a carpenter, all right? Or then you want to do carpentry work, and then they give you a test to do, right? Maybe a small job to complete, all right? And then how you do it, it matters. Oh, they say it's a driving skills, right? They want to test your driving skills, so they hand over a car to you to go and drive. So the way you drive, we assess you based on how you drive it. If you drive where you reverse where you move where you change your gear where you know that you have high emotional intelligence and how you are doing it, and within the time frame you are doing it, it will determine for those assessments to determine that okay, yeah, you are doing well or not. Do you understand? Actually, the network is very by rain, so it's possible that you may be having challenges with your network because of the rain, but we'll continue to manage the situation as much as we can until we finish the unit. All right. Then we have what we call role playing. Role playing. All right. So this one, role playing exercises require individuals to act out a scenario. Do you understand? To give you a scenario, you act it. Do you understand? We give you a scenario to act it. Do you understand? So that's what it is. So once we give you a scenario to act, you act it and we assess you based on that. So if you act well, you know, like what you see uh, uh, movie industries do. They'll give you a role to play. Do you understand? So if you are able to create the low way, then they will determine, okay, you have high IQ, you have high emotional intelligence, do you understand? Or emotional quotient, do you understand? And then they will know that, okay, you can be able to perform well on this particular project or topic assigned to you or not. Do you understand? That's what that means, right? That's what that means, all right? Then another, so that's performance-based assessment. All those items that I outlined are under performance-based assessment. The other ones I talk about were under what 360-degree feedback survey. Do you understand? So now we are going to look at another assessment, which is situational judgment test. Situational what? Judgment test. This one, we are judging you based on the situation at hand. Do you understand how you are judging how you respond to a situation, your level of judgment in a particular situation, all right? The kind of decision you take, the way you respond to certain issues, which are situational, all right? We are going to judge you based on that. So we are going to assess your emotional intelligence based on situational happenings, your judgmental abilities, or your sense of judgment in a situation, in a particular situation. That is how we are going to assess you when it comes to emotional intelligence. So this is what we're talking about here. So let's look at it. All right. So situational judgment tests present individuals with hypothetical situations or scenarios and ask them to choose the most appropriate response based on emotional intelligence principles. Do you understand? So we ask you multiple choice questions. All right. So we would like you to choose the right answer. Do you understand? We would like to choose the right answer. That's what we do. So like you wrote the exams the previous time, we asked you multiple choice question, you select the right one, you select the wrong one, you fail. Do you understand? So that's just what that means. So this is what we are doing here when it comes to situational judgment tests, all right, or judgment tests. This is what we're doing. So in this case, these tests measure an individual's ability to apply emotional intelligence in practical situations. For examples, teamwork. Let's say teamwork. You want to assess the person's ability to work with a team. Do you understand? The level of team spirit or teamwork abilities. You want to assess the person based on that. So you give a scenario. For instance, now, let's give you a scenario here based on teamwork, right? Let's give a scenario. You are working on a team project with tight deadlines. This is the scenario. You are working on a team. You are working on a team project with tight deadlines. One of your team members is not contributing effectively to the project. What would you do? Some people don't answer the question already. William Stevens say, okay, William Stevens say that option A says, talk to the team member privately to understand any issues overhead. That's what Steven says. Option B says, inform your supervisor about the team member's lack of contribution. Number C says, take on the additional work yourself to ensure the project's success. Number D says, confront the team member in front of the whole team about the lack of effectiveness. All right. So lack of effective contribution. So now we have 4 options here. Now, based on the scenario, what is going to be your option? Which one are you going to consider here? All right. I see Steven says A. Right. Steven, why do you say A? We talked about, okay, let's assess it. All right. Okay, I'm going to assess it based on each of these scenarios, all right, these options that they are provided. Let's read the scenario again. We're talking about teamwork, and the scenario is you are working on a team project with tight deadlines. One of your team members is not contributing effectively to the project. What will you do? Right? You say A. Most of you are saying A. I'm seeing A. So what do you think is A? You say, so you can see we're talking about emotional intelligence. So I'm trying to assess your emotional intelligence now. Okay, I am your assessor. So I'm assessing your emotional intelligence. I'm going to assess it now. All right, to understand your level of emotional intelligence. All right. So if I assess you and I give my own report, don't argue because I'm the one assessing you now. Most of you here are saying A. But do you think A is the answer? Now, listen to the option very well. Listen to that option A very well before you conclude. Option A says, talk to the team member privately to understand any issues and offer help. And offer what? Help. Now, you never can tell what could be the issue with that team member. And in attempt to help the team member, it may also affect your own contribution, and in such a way that it will not affect not just the person's own work, but also your own work. So it means that it's going to whatever is going to affect the time that you are trying to assess or try to talk to this person, the time that you are trying to offer help, and maybe probably the help is probably the help is not in line with what you are trying to address, or it's not even in line of the project. What that means is that it's possibly going to affect the entire project life, because you left your work. Now you want to focus on helping someone to solve his own problem. So definitely it's going to affect the work. That is, the person's work will be affected, your own will be affected as well. So because you may not understand the nature of the problem the person is facing. So if you say it's option A, then the answer may not be correct. So you see, for those of you that you are saying A, then your emotional intelligence is questionable. Are you understanding now? Are you following me now? For those of you that say A, do you understand my explanation now? Someone, okay, let me read. Let me highlight some of the statements so that okay, this person now say option A and is giving a statement here. So let me highlight it so that we'll read it. All right. Let me highlight the statement so that we'll read it and know what this person is trying to say here. All right. And highlight now. Now, this is what this person is saying here. Let me read his own statement. Okay, look at what golden pen. Golden pen, you say option A, and you are giving an explanation why you are going for option A. I will go for option A. I did option A, that as a senior editor in an organization, and I had one writer who was not being effective as others. I spoke to him privately, but he wasn't forthcoming with anything positive. I had to go with option B immediately, and it worked for me. Thank you. You understand? Now you wasted your own time. Thank you. Now I thought maybe she was trying to, go with my with the people option A, but now that I read your own statement, I come to understand now. Now, what she's trying to help us to understand here is that she tried the option A practically in her organization, but it didn't work. And that's what I was telling you. The problem you are trying to help this person to solve, you don't know the magnitude of the problem. It's possible that that problem will distract you completely. That you too be affected. The person already has been affected. So it's going to affect the whole job. Do you understand? It's like the whole job. So the best thing here to do is that it's not in your place to go and help your team member to solve a problem. Do you understand? It's not in your place to go and help a team member to solve a problem. All right. Most especially, you have a project that is time bound. Do you understand? It's not in your place to go and help a team member to solve a problem. All right. What you need to do is to speak with your supervisor about the team member that is not functioning well. That's what you need to do. All right. You speak with your supervisor. All right. For instance, now you inform your supervisor about the team member's lack of contribution. So it's the supervisor, because supervisor, he has not an important role so much to play other than oversight. Do you understand? His own job is more or less like an oversight job. But you, a team member, you have a particular assignment that you need to complete for the project to take place. So wasting time to go and talk to somebody, it means that it's going to affect you, it's going to affect the person, and then it's going to affect the project. So the best option here is to inform your supervisor about the team member's lack of contribution. Let the supervisor handle the matter. You are not reporting the person. You are not reporting the person. The supervisor is not going to say that so person say that you are not doing anything. The supervisor will say, I have observed that you are not doing much. Are you having any challenge? Do you understand? So it's the supervisor's duty to handle it. It's not you, the team member. Do you understand? So if you respond, if you say option A, if it's an examination, you have failed, and I will fail. So if maybe yes, of course, if it's an examination, you have failed the question. Do you understand? But let's take another one. Let's take another one. All right. Now let's look at conflict resolution scenario now. Let's look at conflict resolution scenario. We're talking about situational judgment or test. All right. These are situational issues. Now we are talking about conflict resolution now. Let's look at it. Scenario. All right. Two of your colleagues are having a heated argument in the office. It is disrupting the work environment. What would you do? All right. Did you get the question? Two of your colleagues are having a heated argument in the office. It is disrupting the work environment. What will you do? People on TikTok, are you there? We have options. I'm giving options. So if you are there and you want to choose any of the options, you choose the one you think is correct. Say it in the comment section. So option A, we have intervene immediately to diffuse the situation and encourage both parties to communicate calmly. Option A says intervene immediately to diffuse the situation and encourage both parties to communicate calmly. Option B says ignore the situation and hope they resolve it on their own. Option C says report the conflict to a manager without getting involved. Report the conflict to a manager without getting involved. Number D says, or option D says, take sides and support one of the colleagues in the argument. So what are your answers? Option A, option B, option C, or option D? I'm waiting for your responses. Okay, somebody on TikTok say option A, and okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. The person on TikTok, option A. Okay, on Facebook, option A. On YouTube, I'm seeing option A as well. All right. So now, okay, I can say that's the correct answer. All right, that's the correct answer. When it comes to conflict resolution, when it comes to conflict resolution, you don't that's what we call the immediate action. That is, maybe you have evaluated, you have carried out the analysis of the conflict. There's what we call an immediate action. In that immediate action, that's what you can do temporarily to subside the conflict while you look for a best solution for the conflict. Do you understand? So you intervening to reduce the level of argument, the heat up, because the issue here is that the conflict is not yet violent. Do you understand? So that it shouldn't be like, okay, this is a violent issue, so if I intervene, maybe I will be affected, I may be hit, then you'll be afraid. No, the conflict is not yet violent. It's just an argument, but it's a tense argument. Do you understand? So now you can come in for the immediate to intervene, to calm them down, and then employ them to talk calmly. Do you understand? So by doing that, at least you have subsided the heat of the argument. Do you understand? Even if you want to do anything else, you can now take a step there and do it, but you must do something for the immediate. Do you understand? And so option A is the best answer in this situation when it comes to conflict resolution. I get the point now. All right. Some people are still saying option C. So report the conflict to the manager. No, this one is not reporting to the manager. It's you. What are you going to do? As a you have to do something. You know, you are a peace agent, so you must do the immediate. You must do something in the immediate. Right. That's it. So let's move forward. Right. Let's move forward. All right. So you can do way to like our lives and then also comment, paraphrase, like. For the people on TikTok, you can tap the screen and then it will go. So now let's take another option and then we are done for this one. Let's look at customer service. Customer service. You know, all of us provide services, right? So let's look at customer service scenario. So a customer is upset because their order was not delivered. Okay, a customer is upset because their order was delivered late and is demanding a refund. What will you do? A customer is upset because their order was delivered late and is demanding a refund. What will you do in this kind of situation? What will you do? Now, let's take option one by one. Option A, apologize to the customer, offer a refund or a discount on their next order, and escalate the issue to the relevant department. Okay, did you get that option? That option says apologize to the customer, offer a refund or a discount on their next order, and escalate the issue to the relevant department. That's option A. Let's look at option B. Option B says explain the reasons for the delay and ask the customer to be patient for the resolution. Explain the reasons for the delay and ask the customer to be patient for the resolution. Number C say ignore the customer's complaint and hope they will not escalate the issue further. No, option D says argue with the customer and refuse to provide any compensation. argue with the customer and refuse to provide what? Any compensation. So I'm looking at your option. What option do you choose here? Right, let's look at the most intelligent people in this, emotionally intelligent people in this class. Somebody on TikTok is saying option A. Okay. Colin is saying I'll go for option B. All right. Okay is saying option B. Someone is saying option A. Okay, somebody on TikTok again saying option B. Option B. Uh, Agatisi is saying option A. Hey, option B. Yes, I'm saying option B. I'm saying option A. Okay, somebody is even saying option D. Ignore the customer. Wonderful. I will go with option A. Unfortunately, many. Okay, somebody saying option A. All right, now let's go back to the options again. For those of you that are saying option A, and let's listen to the option very well, because the answer is not option A. But let's go to option A again. All right. Let's go to the option A again so that you understand. So option A says, apologize to the customer, offer a refund or a discount. I get the point now. Listen carefully. Apologize to the customer, offer a refund or a discount on their next order, and escalate the issue to the relevant department. Now, this is where the problem is. Apology is accepted. Yeah, somebody is angry, you can apologize to the person. But the question is, offer a refund or give a discount. Now, in organization, you don't just give discount or offer a refund anyhow. You do that based on company's policy. So what is the company policy? Does company policy permit that if a customer is angry, you should offer him a refund just because there's a delay in the delivery of the service? Is that a company's policy? Because you are a customer service, you're not even a customer service manager. You are just a customer service representative. Do you understand? You are just a customer service representative. You are not a manager. All right? You're not even a manager. You are just a customer service representative. You're not a manager. So, who authorized you to offer a refund? Who authorized you to offer a refund and then give a discount? You are not in the position to do that. Do you understand? You are not in a position to do that at all, because you may be going against company's policy. I get a point now. Now, the option here, the best option here is option. The best option here is option B. The best option here is option what? B. Now you explain the reason for the delay to the person, right? And then you can ask the person to be patient with you, or be patient on the services is delivered, because you are not just delaying for delaying's sake. There may be a reason for the delay. Do you understand? That's why you delay the services. Do you understand? So that is what it is. So do you understand now? So that is it. So now, who are the people who agree with me that my explanation is correct? So emotional intelligence. So so do you see that now? So emotional intelligence. Do you see All right, so we are going to another measurement, right? Another measurement too, or in assessing what emotional intelligence. This one we're talking about psychophysiological measures. Psycho what? Physiological measures. This one is more or less like a mechanical or technical measurement. This one is using machines to carry out your assessment and have somebody's head status. Do you understand? Um, so this is what it is. So if this network continue to frustrate us, we will end the training here to continue tomorrow. But let me just go once again. If it cuts, then that will be the end for today. We'll be done for today. All right. So now we are looking at psychophysiological measures. Psycho what? Physiological measures. Psychophysiological measures such as heart rate variability, skin conductance, and brain imaging techniques can provide physiological indicators of emotional intelligence. These measures can offer insight into how individuals process and regulate emotions at a biological level. So you're going to use machines here, not just ordinary observation. Do you understand? So examples of psychophysiological measures include electro electroencephalographic measures. Do you understand? Electroencephalogical what measures? Do you understand? So you are using that to carry out your measurement and assessment. Do you understand? So EEG measures the electrical activity in the brain through what? Electrodes placed on the scalp. So it is used to study brain waves and patterns associated with different states of consciousness, attention, and cognitive processes. So we use this particular machine to measure how your brain activities work, how you process information, how you recognize information. Do you understand? How you process them and your attention to details, your level of consciousness. This is what we're using these machines to achieve. Then another one is another machine that we use is electrocardiography. Electro what? Cardiography. So this one we use it to measure the electrical activity of the heart to assess heart rate variability, and other cardiac functions. So cardiology, do you understand all those? This is an aspect of cardiology. And then it is often used to study the physiological responses to stress and emotions. Do you understand? So this is what you're using this machine for. So I'm not a medical doctor, so I cannot explain on this matter. But I'm just trying to tell you that they use this to also assess your level of emotional intelligence. Then we have electromyography. Electro what? Myography. So measures the electrical activities produced by skeletal muscles your muscles, how your muscles response is matters to fatigue, to motor control, and things like that. All those things are being considered. Then we have the galvanic skin response, GSR, the galvanic what skin response. It measures changes in the electrical conductance of the skin, which is influenced by the activity of the sweat glands. Do you understand? So it's often used as an indicator of emotional arousal and stress. When somebody is beginning to respond, aggressively, the person begins to sweat and the heartbeat level. Do you understand? So somebody begins to sweat as a result of his response, emotional response to issue, anger, and then he begins to sweat. Do you understand? So that kind of a thing. And then we'll talk about respiration rate, blood pressure, all those things are measurable. Then there's another instrument that we use to also measure one's emotional intelligence, and we'll call that self-report questionnaire. Self-report questionnaires, are also used to carry out assessment on emotional intelligence. These questions typically ask individuals to rate their own emotions or emotional abilities. So we'll ask you a question to rate yourself. All right, so you're going to rate yourself. Tell us about yourself, how you respond to issues, your emotional intelligence, your level of emotional intelligence. Do you understand? So we have behavioral observations. So we ask you a question based on your behavioral observations, interviews, and role-playing exercise are some of the aspects that we cover here. So I think the network actually affected us a lot, and so I'm thinking that we'll stop here. We'll continue from we'll continue with unit 3 part B tomorrow. Right, we'll start from there and then we'll finish it and then cross to module 2. You understand? Yeah, we'll finish from there and then cross to module 2 by the grace of God tomorrow. So our training start by 7 p.m. All right. So like I say, if you are joining us on TikTok and you want to join our WhatsApp group to be okay, thank God somebody's has share. You share your number there. So we're going to add you in our WhatsApp group so that you can get more of the information on how you take your examination, how you can follow up with the training till the end, and then sit for your examination, get your certificate, become a nominal member of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. And then if you want to become a licensed member, the inductions are ongoing already. The inductions are scheduled by April and May. We're going to have induction in Port Harcourt, Lagos, Abuja, and Enugu. So you can join any of those locations to become a licensed member of the institute. Do you understand? But if you don't have money now to become a licensed member, you can become a nominal member. As time goes on, you can now upgrade to become a licensed member. But you can participate in the activities of the chapters. We have chapters, so you can participate in the activities, attend their meetings, contribute, go on advocacy programs with them, do everything. Do you understand? That's what it is. So I want to appreciate all of you. Thank you for your participation, and have a wonderful night rest. We'll see you tomorrow. For those of you that have written your examination on peace and conflict management, the certificate is already being processed. Both the membership and the PD, that is the professional diploma, they are already processed. We are putting it on the website so that you can download your certificates without stress. Do you understand? So that is it. So once you send us your scores in the examination and your details, we'll give you a code. You log on to the website, put in the details, and then download your certificate smoothly. No stress, no issue. So thank you very much. See you tomorrow by 7 p.m. Have a wonderful night rest. Bye.